everybody, and welcome to this edition of Stream On. I'm Jim Williams, your host. Now, Lucy Lawless first captured our fancy here in the United States in her 1990s mega hit Xena Warrior Princess. She continued to be a constant on the small screen in shows like Parks and Recreation, plus a couple of good Star series, Spartacus and Ash vs. Evil, where she was reunited with her former Xena favorite and also a friend of the podcast, Bruce Campbell. Well, Lawless has found a new program that really showcases her acting chops, probably more than any show she's been in since Xena. On Monday, Acorn will debut a surefire hit from Australia called My Life is Murder, and it stars Lucy Lawless. And I can't tell you, folks, how excited I am about this because it's a great show. I've seen the first 2 episodes. You're going to want to love it. Highly recommend. And our guest is the aforementioned Lucy Lawless. Lucy, it's great to have you. Let's talk about your new hit on Acorn that's going to debut on Monday night, My Life is Murder.
A fun little romp that is, it's not really, I can't claim to be an antidote to the grimness that's out there in the world right now, but there's not a great deal of blood, and we all know what that looks like because, every show I've ever done has splashed across the inside of your TV screen.
Right.
But we're trying to make something that's just kind of charming and is by flawed but essentially good human beings and doing a good thing. And that's what I'm interested in right now. That's what I need right now.
Well, I think you're right. I think what people need in general is something that you can sit down and just have some fun with it. It's you're a detective, but you're also somebody who, not that you break the rules, but you kind of bend things a little bit just to make it a little easier to get the information that you find.
Well,
and
well, she does color outside the lines a little bit, but she is no longer stuck within the confines of police etiquette in pursuing justice. She's just a regular citizen now, who's a great observer, but she's also apt to, she'll bend the truth happily to get the information she needs.
Without going into detail and not spoiling anything, even in the first episode, some of the fun stuff you do with the building manager and trying to sneak little things around him is quite clever. And
super fun.
It's I got to tell you, the part of this that when you open with it talking about the bread maker, that's just hilarious. I mean, it's funny and fun. It's like with the German manual sitting there trying to figure out. Okay, I got this bread maker. Does anybody on the planet know how to use it?
It's cute. We're not rewriting the form of crime shows at all, but just trying to put it in a context that is light-hearted and kind of delightful and very relatable because everybody's got these little peculiarities, and somehow when you're very specific, like here we have Madison's in love with her machine, and it gets them into strife. You kind of lean in because we all understand. When you're very specific, everybody understands the character because we're all a little bit like that. So, there's just cute, human, minute observation that's kind of delightful.
Well, it's a fun mystery show, and one of the things too is you've got such a lovely cast. You just mentioned Madison, of course, Emily Velgens, who we know from The Heart Guy, and other things, but Heart Guy specifically. She plays a very good assistant to you who does do some online shopping at the wrong time, but nevertheless, other than that, she seems to be a pretty good helper there.
Oh, that's right, and that's what endears her to a misanthrope like Alexa Crowe, that she's just really clever, and also, just by all the qualities that Ebony brings, her life force and her intelligence, that Alexa can hand off any task to Madison, and she, with her street smarts, is going to figure out how to achieve it without being spoon-fed, because not only is that repugnant to Alexa, it's repugnant to me as a
right.
as a human being,
right.
as a colleague, and I need some. That's why she was unanimously chosen by all of us, because she has the smarts and the street cred and the charisma to pull off any task, and she's just ridiculously talented. So, and a good soul. So we really want to work with good souls, and I think that comes through the affection we all hold one another in.
And you've got Keiran Hussy, of course, is the Director Inspector Keiran Hussy, who is played by Bernard Curry, and Bernard, of course, is a great actor. I mean, you've got a lovely and very talented ensemble cast to play off of.
That's right, and Bernie not only is a very accomplished, he's been in everything in Australia, but he is the most cheerful, optimistic soul I think I've ever worked with. So he's a delight to have. When you're in a foxhole together, because you've got to work really hard, and it's super collaborative television. He's a great person to have in the foxhole, because he just keeps the mood buoyant always.
Stream On will continue right after this. I know that my Stream On listeners are content producers. They are people who love to create movies, podcasts, teaching videos, corporate videos, and of course, all kinds of streaming video and audio. Gang, let me tell you about my friends over at Soundstripe.com. They are my go-to source for music, sound effects, and anything I need to create the best possible content. Now, take it from someone who's been in this business for over 35 years. I've won 7 Emmys as a producer, director, and writer. I know what I'm doing when you get yourself into creating quality content. The first question people ask me is, where do I get the music for my projects? Well, I tell you what I don't do. I don't go to my Spotify playlist or to the radio, because that is going to get you in trouble, folks. Using music from named artists without paying costly royalties is against the law and could cost you thousands of dollars in fines, all right? So stay away from that. That's a big mistake. Do what I do. Go get yourself a Soundstripe membership. Why? Because it unlocks an unlimited licenses for every single song in their carefully curated library of music. Each download that I make licenses the song in perpetuity, both to me, the filmmaker, as well as the artist, so we're both completely protected. Now, their STEM audio files are fantastic. Why? Because they give me, the filmmaker, total control. I can easily alter the music elements of the song to match my project. Now, new songs are added weekly, which gives me, the creator, and you, the creator, the ability to always find a continual flow of fresh music. Now, Soundstripe curates custom playlists for those of us who are members to make it simple for us to find the best possible songs to use for any of our projects. Now, as I said before, I'm an award-winning producer. I don't want cheesy music. And Soundstripe delivers big time. Why? Because they're based in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee. That's Music City, folks. They boast a powerful roster of talented and experienced studio musicians who produce quality music that will make you proud to use it in any film or any project that you have. Now, they have a standard and premium plans that fit every budget. But I got a discount for you. That's right. Pay attention. Got a discount for you. Here's what you got to do. To enjoy 10% off any Soundstripe plan, visit soundstripe.com/streamon and enter the promo code STREAMON. All right. So you get 10% off. Again, let me tell you how to do it. Go to soundstripe.com. That's soundstripe.com/streamon. Enter the promo code STREAMON at checkout for 10% off of any of the Soundstripe plans. Folks, that is a heck of a deal, all right? So let me give it to you one last time, and all the information is going to be in the show box below. But to get that 10% off of Soundstripe plans, any one of them, Visit soundstripe.com/streamon. Enter the promo code STREAMON. That's SOUNDSTRIPE.com/STREAMON. That's SOUNDSTRIPE.com/STREAMON. Enter the coupon code STREAMON at checkout. Get 10% off any of the wonderful Soundstripe plans. Do it today. You'll be glad you did, and start creating the best possible content you can using soundstripe.com. Stream On continues with Lucy Lawless. I can see why you're drawn to My Life is Murder. I mean, it's clever, but without being, without a lot of shtick to it. And it's just a well-written show.
Yeah, we didn't want to have any of those what now are well-used tropes like, she's hiding an addiction or any of that stuff, because that is shtick, and it's been done. And I think we're moving away from that into really humans. It's just more minute kind of observations of people, not so many of the gross parameters, that you're hiding, you've got a deep, dark secret. That's so over.
I think one of the things that we found out through Acorn TV is that the quality of television in Australia and New Zealand is on par with any television in the world.
Good, yeah.
Things like A Place to Call Home, 800 Words, The Heart Guy, Broken Wood Mysteries. They're all quality television. And, My Life is Murder falls into that category. And I don't think I think people now that we're getting to see things streaming it through Acorn, we're getting to see that, this is good stuff. And it translates very well.
Yeah, I think also Americans are so much have been exposed to down under accents enough now that, they're even in your big movies, right, through Moana and Thor and all that stuff. That there's the down under sensibility is making its way into mainstream America, and they like it. It's recognizable, but it's a little bit cooked, and it's still utterly relatable. So beautiful. So thanks for America for widening your parameters, and the taste is developing for something that's like us, but a little different,
I think the streaming has brought the world closer together with regard to what you have now. And the other thing too, Lucy, is that prime time is whenever you feel like it. So I can sit down and watch My Life is Murder whenever I feel like it, and I can watch as many of them as I wish.
That's right. And say if you go to Acorn, you can sample several different shows within 10 minutes and choose the one that grabs you instantly, because you really only get 30 seconds to grab people.
Right.
So you want those first 30 seconds to be real hooky and tasty and appealing.
One of the things I wanted to ask you real quick about My Life is Murder is the music in it is very much a part of the show as well. Yeah,
cute. Lovely composing and use of local artists. Actually, Melbourne's got quite an indie music scene, big folk and jazz scene. So yes, thank you. That's a lovely an added layer of tastiness. Yeah. And if you look even toward Melbourne is so cosmopolitan and so rich in art and public art spaces and sculptures and all the parks, and a bridge is never a bridge. So if you look at all the design elements that we have just exploited the hell out of, not to be crass, but we try to use Melbourne like a character. You're all going to want to go there. The food's amazing. The street art is outrageous. And if you look even at our extras, the people that Andrew, our casting guy, put in the role of the extras are so visually interesting. So there's layers and layers of visual richness that I really appear. That I don't know. It just makes it a beautiful show to watch.
Well, it's also clever, and you made the point about the art aspect of it, even to the opening of the show, which a train goes by, and on the train is the title of the show, My Life is Murder.
Yeah, it's like a little.
It's a little thing,
but
it's a clever thing.
Yeah, that was nice.
So, okay, give us a little 5-minute elevator pitch on why people, other than Jim Williams, who already likes the show, should watch My Life is Murder.
We pursue justice in a jewel-like environment with people you love.
That's about. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's not a very good one. Gee, I'm going to have to work on my elevator pitch before I.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you for pointing out how hopeless I am at that.
It's yeah. I was just going to say
that sexier older woman who's nailing bad guys to the wall with the help of her charming sidekick, Madison.
That alone should bring on an audience. Too.
Oh my word! I'm going to have to think about that, aren't I? I'm sorry I didn't have it ready for you.
Well, it was meant in the best of possible ways.
Yeah, and I always call it elementary meets Sex in the City of Melbourne.
That's a good that's a good mashup. Okay, I think that would be fun. But I do think that at the end of the day, it's a fun show. It's well acted. It's well written. And it gives you a chance to just relax and have an hour's worth of entertainment and enjoyment.
Yeah, just a little getaway. Mm-hmm. I also think there's an element of Cheers to it. Like we want to make it where it's a place you can dependably go, where you're gonna love. At the end of the hour, you're gonna feel good.
Mm-hmm. All right. So basically, whenever we could watch the show, the first thing we should say is Alexa instead of Norm, and it'll all
that's
cheers
right.
from that standpoint.
And then all your devices will go beep boop boop boop. What do you want?
I was thinking about that for a minute. It's like, yeah, Alexa play. Okay, we can do that. Alexa play My Life is a Murder on Acorn.
Yeah. See, I always thought that Claire was being very clever, mixing up the letters of Xena and throwing an L in there for Lucy and coming up with Alexa. Because at first I bridled against the name. I was like, nobody my age is called that. And then I thought, oh, hang on. There was Joan Collins, who's way older, and she was Alexis Carrington. So
right.
I'm just being limited. But I wouldn't put it past Claire to have the evil plan of totally just psychically putting in, it's some sort of NLP trick, right?
Right.
Put it in your brain, this is kind of Xena, right?
Right. So you can't possibly forget it.
Or am I being cynical?
Nah, I think you're being, it's like always trying to find whatever. Again, you go to the mystery, right?
Every hook is good.
Every hook is good, and it's just like any mystery or any attempt to solve a crime.
Yeah.
So
I want people to look on this show as just a little gem. It's not seriously changing the face of anything, but it's just, you can step inside this lovely little jewel box for a minute. Mm-hmm. And that's what the house looks like. When they pull out at the end of the episode, and there's these beautiful, loving friends in the lighted apartment. It's just, to me, it's like a little gem box.
And I understand you're getting ready to go on vacation, so I wish you a good time.
Thank you so very much.
And hopefully we'll chat again when they get ready to do season 2, 3, and 4.
I love that, and we're going to have a little more time. We're already thinking up storylines while we're all on holiday. We're emailing one another like, what about this? And you could set it in that world, because every episode we take you into another little world that you might not have been invited to before, like the world of The Undertaker. And within that, there will be themes of Alexa having to deal with her husband's ashes and death and all that, but in a very light-hearted way.
Many thanks to Lucy Lawless, the star of the brand new Acorn hit series, My Life is Murder, debuting Monday on Acorn TV. We'll be back with more of Stream On after these messages.
Life is about making decisions. At BMW I, we decided it was time to reinvent the car from the ground up, making sure we were open for truly innovative ideas. We decided that the car we wanted must be electric, and it should be made of extremely light and super strong carbon fiber. And finally, we decided to make it more intelligent and added our promise of incomparable driving pleasure. We made all these decisions to offer you a choice. The all-electric BMW i3.
Welcome back, everybody. Now, if you are not one of the over 50,000 people who've taken the time to subscribe to our podcast, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, we make it simple. You can find us at through the iTunes store because we're part of the Apple Podcast family. Just to show we don't play favorites, you can also go to Google Play and find us as part of the Google Podcast family. You can find us on Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, as well as TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and YouTube, just to name a few. Now, for some reason you can't find us, then all you have to do is go out, pull out the Google machine, and type in Stream On with Jim Williams, hit the favorite button or the subscribe button, and each week you get a brand new edition of the show sent directly to your tablet or to your phone or hopefully to both, okay? So please go out there and do that today. We would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you happen to have an assistant device like Alexa or Google or the Apple products, which answers to Siri, all you have to do is say, hey, Alexa, Google, or Siri, play the latest edition of Stream On with Jim Williams, and they will do it for you, okay? So you can even do it hands-free. So please go out and sign up today. Special thanks to our guest, Lucy Lawless, who is starring in the new Acorn hit. It's a great Australian TV show. It is called My Life is Murder. You're going to love it. Highly recommend. By all means, check out Lucy Lawless on Acorn TV in My Life is Murder. Coming up next week, we'll be talking to the folks at PBS. They've had an outstanding series going this summer, I should say, on the 50th anniversary of landing a man on the moon and beyond. So plenty of great stuff they've already had, which you can find on Passport, which we'll be talking about next week, as well as a lot of stuff throughout the month of August, which you are going to want to watch. So next time on Stream On with Jim Williams, we're going to be talking to the folks at PBS about their summer in space. And in 2 weeks' time, we will be talking with Bonnie Comley and Stu Lane, two of our favorite Broadway people. And they're going to be talking about Broadway HD's debut of Kinky Boots, a fantastic play, multi-Tony award-winning play. So that's what we got coming up over the next 2 weeks. It's going to be PBS next time talking about space. And in 2 weeks' time, it'll be, as I said, Stu and Bonnie talking Broadway, and specifically Broadway HD's production of Kinky Boots. All right, until then, I'm Jim Williams saying have a very safe and enjoyable weekend, and by all means, enjoy the summer. We'll see you in a week's time. Take care, and thanks for listening.